What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Tonight we are continuing this game that just seems to go on forever. Hey, Mr. Board Games, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Sorry if that came out weird. I was actually trying to say, how's it going and how are you doing at the same time, and the sentences just kind of merged together as it came out of my mouth. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully this game is going to go well tonight. We make some progress instead of getting sidetracked by side quests. Do you think that's why they call them side quests? Because they know it sidetracks you from making progress? I feel like we're on the verge, and like I say that a lot during my streams. I always feel like we're almost done, and then like the game just keeps going forever. You're doing all right. I'm doing all right too. You know what? I don't got much that I can complain about. And even if I did, who cares? Nobody wants to listen to me complain all day. Come on. Seeds of the past enter the tunnels. Don't mind if I do. I almost remember what we did last time. I know we found one of the subordinates because we had to kill Plessy. And then we found, what's her name, Ava? Here in the archives. She's like the keeper of all of the ancients' data. Now, I guess we're working our way towards the last of the subordinates, if I remember correctly. I think we only have one left. Alva. Alva. Search the tunnels for an exit. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, you just wait there, Alva. I'll take care of this.
Supposed to stop the destruction that caused the time of ashes?
Why do you sound like you didn't wait there? Why does it... Wait.
I never asked. Are you from around here?
I told you to wait.
No, I'm not.
Gosh dang it, just when I need another sidekick who doesn't listen to anything I say and just wants to blabber all day long.
Traveled a long way then.
Sounds like Alvin. I keep thinking chipmunks. Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Oh shit. Did I really figure it out on the first try? What are the chances? What the hell? What am I supposed to be doing here? What is it? What is the it? Is this not it? Did the game just give me false hope? She definitely just said this is it, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Oh, hi. This is it. Hey guys, this is it. In case you guys were wondering, this is definitely it. Alva, you stay down there.
Let's find a way to get into the proving ground.
No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's not do that. That doesn't sound like anything I'm interested in doing. Find a way into test station Ivy. Okay.
Such desolation. Nothing survived.
Alright, Alva. Just keep talking to yourself. Oh, it's another one of these poems. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You guys want to read it? You can pause frame by frame. I'm not a poetry kind of guy. I kind of technically am. Like when I was in college, I wrote a lot of poetry and read a lot of poetry books. But like in the game, if it doesn't actually directly impact like the story, sorry, I got better things to spend my time doing. That's all I'm saying. Wonder if this is it. I think this is it.
That complex should be test station Ivy.
Well, let's hope it holds the answers we seek.
Oh shit, guys, this is it.
It's so still.
Shit. This is it.
Whoa! It's one of those machines.
I thought he was dead, to be honest.
Turn invisible?
We're gonna have to take it out to get into the test station.
Oh, it's one of those, what the hell are they called? Holy, he's ripping up trees, man. That was a horrible shot. This is it. think this is it. Ah! Mommy! Mommy! Stop, you jerk. Yeah, that's right. Just keep taking it right in the chest. Chump. You chump. Hello. Oh shit, what'd she do? She like set it on fire and electrocuted it and poisoned it. What the hell? Alva's a badass. Ah! I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of the monster in Cloverfield. Oh, hi. Hi there. Ah, I'm stuck. Yeah, shoot him in the weak spots. Now we gotta run. We gotta run. I don't like when he goes invisible. Like that, yeah, like that. That's exactly what I don't like. Jeez, man. Stop it, stay still. Make it easy to kill you, what are you doing? Oh, I don't like that. I have a feeling I don't want to be near those. I would love to be able to know what the hell I'm shooting at. Turn on my supercharge. Ah! That helped a lot. Supercharge did not help much. Rain hell from above. That didn't really do much either. Oh, I want to shoot those white balls on his back. I bet they're super weak spots. Shoot him in the frickin' eye. Shoot him in the freaking eye. Excuse me, I need more ammo. What the hell just happened? Oh my god. Ah! Alva, do something! Alva! Alva, do something! Where the hell is it? Where 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 is it? Oh, hi. Oh, I got his back. And his eye. No, not his eye. Now his eye. No, I missed his eye again. Stay still. I want to get your back. Jerk. Ah! Alva, you gotta do something. Help. Save the world. Save me. I'm dying. Ah! You move so fast. No, 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 no. Get his back. Oh, I missed. I missed your back. Got his back. I wonder if it's like so detailed that if you knew what part of his body creates like the stealth mechanic, if you could like break that part of his body and he couldn't go invisible anymore. Do you think they actually thought that far into it? Oh shit, I just broke his back. I must have stepped on a crack. And he must be my mama. First try, Dreadwing's dead.
Terrifying, but amazing.
Alva, shut
Well,
up.
you helped. We should be able to get into test station Ivy now.
Sorry, Alva, that was rude. That was rude of me. I apologize. Yeah, I thought this was what woke up, and I could have sworn it was dead. So when I heard like the mechanic sounds and like she said, "Oh no, there's something to fight," I thought I was gonna turn around and see one of these guys. When I turned around and saw that freaking guy, I was like, "What the fuck?" Captain Obvious here. You're shooting at a mechanical bat.
There might be more machines.
Shut up, Alva. Hey, maybe I want more machines. Maybe I welcome the challenge. Okay? Think I play a game to just walk through the story? Think I play a game to not be challenged at all and just have a simple, leisurely stroll from start to finish? Yes, you're exactly right. That's exactly why I play a game. Which is why when there's even a modicum of difficulty or obstacles in my way of just breezing through the story, I'm like, why are we even still playing this?
There has to be some data here on the adamantine wraith we can use.
I trust your focus will see what mine cannot.
Yep, you're probably right.
Oh,
Feeding the world. Text log. Tala Aquino. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Arthur C. Clarke. You were supposed to understand the trick once it's done, when the curtain pulls back to reveal the mirrors, yet I still have no idea how we achieved this act of scientific conjuring. It's not just the speed with which the projects have come together, or the stability of the results, despite the complexity of the bioengineering. It isn't even the huge variety of crops that can now be made more heat, drought, and disease resistant. It's a simple fact that all of these results are tangible. No announcements in scientific journals, no celebrating predictions born from simulations. Our research has become manifest in physical artifacts. Where a dream took root in an abandoned industrial site 4 years ago, now there stands row upon row of automated FAS farming units, each of which can conduct gene manipulation in the field. The actual field. These robots analyze soil composition, light intensity, temperature, wind speed, and 100 other factors. Then, utilizing the gene sequences we created, they can select or construct a plant to produce the best yields for that location. Of course, all of the crops these units create are best harvested by other FAS machines. But when a population is starving, what government is going to quibble about being forced to use our robots to speed things up? Should I be uncomfortable? Watching Ted Farrow's coffers swell with money from the desperate and the starving? Maybe. But I know that it's his belief, money, and drive that has filled the world's empty stomachs. Desperation can only be experienced by the living, and we have given them back their lives. Us, our work. Farrow's resources. Science's triumph. Together we have changed the world.
that's
I mean, they're not
interesting.
wrong. Their ideas were definitely
The
well-founded.
fourth test station.
Just very poorly
Willow.
implemented.
It looks like it's underwater.
You just played a game like that,
Yeah,
The
it
Last of
looks
Us Part 2.
like
Yeah, you're not wrong. That game was like as linear as it possibly can get. And it really was not difficult at any point. I think we died like maybe a handful of times throughout the entire
Must have
playthrough.
faith. I walk with the ancestors. We shall find what we seek.
And the irony is that that's only half joking when I said that. Like, that is actually the gameplay I prefer, is like a game that's story-based. I can just go from point A to point B, finish the story, and see what the story has to offer, and then leave the game and never play it again. But
This
I do
console's
like
still
some
operational.
difficulty involved, even though sometimes it does frustrate the hell out of me. I don't like a game to just be a walk in the park where I'm like, I could have just watched this whole thing. Death Stranding, to be honest, was kind of like that too, but at least Death Stranding's bosses had like difficulty, and just playing in the world of Death Stranding, like at any moment, is like always stressful and difficult because you're always dodging like the rain and the
To destroy them.
BDs.
Loading a coded key into the deployment shell triggers an enzyme that causes the wraiths to eat themselves from within. But it's too late. The latest projections from U.S. Robot Command have swarm reproduction outpacing our ability to drop the shells by 375%.
That's a lot.
Not even close. I guess we deserve this.
Uh-huh.
I deserve it.
You deserve this.
This will be my last log before evacuation.
More games are setting that as a playable choice. The new
So
Jedi
all
games
their
have more
efforts
story-driven
were in
than action.
They ran out of time.
At least we have the software module they created. It should get rid of the vines produced by the metal flowers.
Ooh.
Workbench to load the module into my spear.
There's one back at our camp. The map showed a path leading back there past the next room.
That's convenient. Yeah, I actually do know a lot of games have like a story mode where like literally you don't even really play the game. Like you move the character from point A to point B, and then like the fights play themselves essentially, and like the cutscenes play, and then you move the character from point B to point C. And I've heard to an exaggerated point in certain games where literally the game's just like, do you just want to know the story? So we can just literally just play all of the cutscenes for you, and you don't even have to play the game. You just spent $60 or $70 just to watch like 4 hours of cutscenes. From Marjane's letter, it is with regret that I resign. I share that regret, Marjane. You served as an excellent deputy, but no single person is above the team or the project. I came to create life, not destroy it. Wait, wasn't that a quote from Jurassic Park? After all we've achieved together, I did not expect such lack of vision. Yes, our research has shifted direction, but biomass conversion is no different than burning wood in a stove or distilling ethanol from molasses. It is a method to release solar energy that was captured organically. Yes, there are military applications for this technology, but that does not mean there is a logical, moral argument against biomass conversion itself. To say so is emotional petulance, plain and simple. The saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. Isaac Asimov. For Nafisi to end her letter with a quotation made it a direct attack, childish, disappointing, personal. Any sadness I might have had about her departure left me in that moment. I wish her luck with whatever position she's able to find. But the greenhouse will continue on all the stronger now that it is free from such narrow thinking. I'll sum up with another quote, one better suited to the circumstances. Nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less. Marie Curie. That is a hard pass for me. If I'm paying that much, I want some more entertainment. That is more expensive than going to a movie.
That must be the
To be fair,
Looks like it's been flooded for a while.
a lot of the negative feedback that people gave Death Stranding is because, yeah, there is a lot of gameplay. Like, you'll play the game for like 60 hours.
We'll have to climb up.
But, like, all of the story is told in, like, I think total cutscene length combined in that game is like 12 hours. Like, the start of the game before you even start playing the game is like an hour and a half of cutscenes. Then, like, the middle of the game is like 2 hours of cutscenes, and then the very end of the game was literally like a 3-hour-long movie.
Use the line to get down.
And then there were like just little half-hour, hour-long snippets of cutscenes strewn about the game throughout. I kind of like those kinds of games though, where like you accomplish like a super hard boss fight and you get like rewarded with like a 2-hour-long movie where you can just sit back and be like, ah, yes, let me watch this movie.
After we encountered barbarians, our lieutenant called for reinforcements.
Are there so many dead people here?
They could be here anytime.
Right.
I'm actually using a workbench for once, guys. Vine cutter. Installed on the spear, this code module can be used to dissolve a metal flower's vines. Sweet. Oh, I didn't get an achievement, so I'm guessing that means there's at least one more special gear in the game.
Now what?
Now we get to that data core.
Now we go back through every area of the game that we visited in the past and find all of the metal vines that we have to clear. This is a Metroidvania. You have to backtrack continuously every time you get a new gameplay mechanic introduced. Those are fine. Yeah, I like the games that have like really long cutscenes. I enjoy it. I just wouldn't want a game that's all it is just like 6 hours of cutscenes and then that's it. At that point, just buy a movie. Or just make a movie and release it as a movie instead of releasing it as a game. There's a couple other games I've played like that too. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Metal Gear Solid used to be really known for that. Like, I've heard Metal Gear Solid 5 is the worst. I haven't played it yet. I have it. Like, I have it downloaded on my computer, as a matter of fact, and I've been wanting to play it for years because I've heard it's amazing, and I like Metal Gear Solid. But Metal Gear Solid 4 had a lot of cutscenes, but I've heard 5 is, like, way worse. Like, literally, there's just, like, hour-long windows of cutscene.
Power's blue. Let's see if the software works.
Vines. They're falling apart.
Doors
Oh, well, that was easy. Hey, that was easy! Yay! Oh shit.
The data core looks intact.
Time to bring Demeter home.
Demeter, wasn't he the last one? What? No big boss fight? Oh, I guess the robot bat was kind of a boss fight.
It's time to go home.
It was easy. It seemed really easy compared to the other bosses.
Seed of life. Yes.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Demeter's subordinate function to original code.
Because we got Poseidon last time, right? Last week. So we have Aether, Poseidon, and now Demeter. Those were the 3 that she sent us to go get. Maybe we are close to the end of the game.
What did you do? I've never seen my focus glitch like that.
I found a special type of data. It's something you can't read. But
It's the
we
Matrix.
kept a tight grip on the data core. But now you should have access to the central server. All of it. Should give you something to bring home.
You were right. Hundreds of archives. Almost all of it relating to agriculture.
Fascinating.
It would take us years to get through all of this. But we don't have that kind of time. What you said before about...
Oh shit, it's Yondu.
Alba! Hold your fire! By the word of the ancestors, you must stop. Come. Look at who you fired on.
Shit. I wish I could have just said that this whole time.
Only those who fired blindly. She is no barbarian. She gave me the data we need. Come.
And then you play
Look at
New
her.
Game Plus, and that's all you have to say anytime anybody attacks you.
Can't you see? Elizabeth.
I have Metal Gear 5 as
before
well.
you.
Bought it because everyone said
An
the same thing. Of
ancestor
course,
reborn.
it's been years and I've never even installed it. Yeah, I just installed it like 2 weeks ago because I was planning on trying to at least start playing it. And I played like the little prologue version, the
We should bring the ancestors.
there's like the main game and then there's like a pre-release game that was only like 2 hours long. And I played a little bit of the 2-hour game, but I didn't get very far in it. Kept trying to tell me to like sneak into the base. I couldn't find a way to sneak in.
As they should be.
You heard the diviner.
Yeah, the graphics are insane though.
You two.
And I've heard Metal Gear Solid 5 is like all open world too, which really is intriguing to me. I still think one of the coolest implementations of an open world game was Halo Infinite.
They will have many questions.
Like so many people rag on Halo Infinite, but I thought it was so fun. Like I loved it because it was open world. Like you could literally just go anywhere and do whatever you
You
wanted.
said before about working towards the same goal. How long will it take?
I don't know. A few months.
An open world first person shooter is very interesting.
Let nothing get in your way. You have opened my eyes to many things, and for that, I thank you. But now you must go.
I guess Destiny and Destiny 2 technically fall under that realm too, but I've never really played those much.
It might be dangerous for you to go there.
Well, tell me how to reach it, just in case.
We made landfall on the northeast edge of the sunken city. The currents around the archipelago are vicious, and the only approach is from the south. And it is guarded. Only attempt to go there if you must.
Diviner, what's the delay?
Shut up.
Please, go. If you attempt to stay here,
Looks
any
great
longer
for an
than we want
8-year-old
take you
game.
with us,
Yeah,
and
that's
that
something to
will
keep
go.
in mind though, is like even the games that come out now are games that have been worked on for what, like 3 or 4 years? So when you see a game that looks as good as like this one, for instance, it was being made for like 2.5, 3 years. Like technically, even though it's one of the better looking games out there,
I need to get Demeter back to Gaia anyway. But I might want to explore the area before I make the trek back to base.
excuse me.
And now I can use
The technology on the PlayStation 5 and like the next gen consoles are capable of even better looking games than this. But we won't know what they're going to look like until like 3 or 4 years from now, because they would have to be games that are just now started to be produced. Because all of these games were still being produced on the old console hardware, because that's how long it takes to make a freaking game. And the thing that really fascinates me is like there's some MMO games coming out now that have like better graphics than regular like AAA console games. And an MMO takes like 8 years to make. So I'm like, wait, why aren't our games now looking like this? Like, there's no excuse why games now don't look this good other than they wanted to allow the lowest common denominator to be able to play it, which is like the old consoles. I've heard like the DLC for this, the lands, what is it called? Like the lands between or something like that. The Burning Shores. Burning Shores. I don't know where I got the lands between. It's called Burning Shores. The DLC for this, which I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to play after I beat it or not. But I've heard it's like the very first thing that has been made solely on PS5 hardware, and it looks like even better than this base game does. I've heard it looks amazing. Trying to get to this campfire so we can save.
Here I come.
And that's like really the only thing that appeals to me about playing the DLC, because usually I skip DLC with games. Because I'm usually in the mindset of like, hey, if this is what they originally intended the game and the story to be, then I'm just going to play what they originally intended, and I'm not going to play the additional stuff. But now those lines are starting to get blurred, where a lot of studios are making games with the pre-planned intention to release the rest of the story as DLC. And that kind of stuff just kind of pisses me off, frankly. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you make me buy a $70 game just to have to buy like a $30 expansion pass later to actually see how the game ends? And those are the kinds of games where like I will refuse to even play them, because I'm like, look, if I can't figure out what the whole story is from point A to point B by buying the $70 game, I have no interest in playing it. That's what Bungie does with Destiny 2, yeah. Like all of these, what do they call them? Games as a service? Like that's what that whole thing is. It's just like this new thing that companies have found. They can just maintain one game forever with new story content and get constant influx of income from it. And to me, I hate that stuff. That's like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I wanted to play it so bad. But then when I had my Switch, and I did buy it, I just never actually got around to playing it. Because I found out from other people I know who have played the Xenoblade Chronicles games, they're like, oh yeah, you're going to be buying DLC for that thing for like 4 years. They just keep releasing story DLC for each one of them. Like every 6 months there's a big story DLC you have to get the rest of the story. I'm like, that's so stupid. Why?
But they help bring
Aloy, you've returned. And you come bearing
Lore
gifts.
dumpage.
Does this mean we'll soon be able to uproot the Zeniths from our lands?
Fairness, Destiny 2 is an
That's what I'm
MMO.
hoping.
Yeah, kind of.
Good. About those Grimhorns we were hunting, we still need to harvest their control cores.
To fix the land gods, right. I'll let you know as soon as I make it back out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm never going to do that, by the way. It's never going to happen.
It looked like you were working on something over there.
With Gaia now growing in strength, I've been trying to find a way to heal the land gods, even if some people think I should give up on them.
already said I was sorry.
Your friend
That was really
thought it
loud.
would be a good idea to replace the land gods with new machines when Gaia recovers.
It wasn't.
The land gods have taken care of our people for generations. They are not some broken toy to be thrown away. Even if they are just machines doing their job, to abandon them in their time of suffering seems cruel.
I'm sure Varl understands that too.
He does now. I had to get pretty mad at him at first, though.
You know I can hear you guys, right?
I know how this is kind of like EA has mastered sucking money from people. Look at Sims 4. Yeah, well, they're not the only ones. Like, I like, what is the company that makes them? I can't remember the company that makes them. They make the, Total War games. Like, I have Warhammer 1, 2, and 3 Total War. And each one of those games has like a $20 DLC pack come out like every 3 months. To the point where, like, if you actually bought all of the content for all 3 games, you'd probably spend like $8,000 on one series of games. And then there's another one, Stellaris, whoever makes that game, and Age of Wonders. I think it might actually all be the same company, but they make DLC that's like $10 a piece, like every few months. But what I was about to say is, this is actually kind of like exactly what we were just talking about. Paradox, yeah, I like their games, but I never get the DLC for any of them. So after a certain point, like, my game is almost unplayable online because other people like have all the DLC and stuff. But this is almost like the replacement of what we were just talking about a minute ago, where like you play the game, fight a boss, and then there's like an hour-long cutscene. In this game, like, ever since we've started hunting the subordinate pieces of Gaia, it seems like you play the game for like an hour, then you come back to base and you have like an hour of dialogue. Like, that's their version of replacing cutscenes. They're like, oh, we don't want to bore them with an hour-long cutscene, so instead we'll just have them like listen to dialogue for an hour.
Varl looks pretty focused.
He's been obsessing over the data revealed to us by Poseidon. Just the other day, we read about mountains hiding deep underwater that spew fire.
Personally, I
If
prefer
understand
the
correctly,
cutscenes.
Gaia said the flames they release come from the very center of the earth, like a heart beating with the life of the world. As always, the cycle can be found in even the most
Do you play
unlikely
Paradox
places.
games, Mr. Board Games?
Of course, Varl's mostly interested in watching explosions happen underwater.
Explosions underwater are awesome.
You ever play that board game Aaron set up?
Strike?
Yeah, I'm addicted to their games. I only
I know
have
who gave it to me. I was
Stellaris.
hoping it'd distract him enough to
I've been
spare us
thinking
that
about getting
ruckus he
Age of
calls
Wonders because it
death
looks
metal.
awesome.
No such luck.
I should get going.
If you need me, you know where to find me.
And then I actually just got an email from them earlier today saying apparently a fourth one of their series of games just came out this past week.
Aloy.
Problem I have
Is
with
that
those
what I
games
think
is
it is?
like
Just need to
one
measure with
single
Gaia.
campaign
She'll
in one of
have
those
enough power
games
to handle
takes like
Hephaestus.
dozens of
Good
hours.
news. So, what can I do for you?
It's like Civilization. I've always loved Civilization, but the problem is I can never finish a game. Because by the time you're done with one campaign, it's like 20 hours later. And by the time you reach that point, you're like, oh man, I've made so many bad decisions, but then you don't want to start over either because it's like, oh man, I'm going to have to do another 20-hour long campaign. And like some people I know will play every single campaign from every single viewpoint, from every single one of the races. I'm like, dude, how does that keep you interested that long? Like I can not even finish a single campaign.
So, you and Zoe got into a bit
Crusader
of a fight,
Kings,
huh? Should've known better than to
Europa
suggest
Universalis
Hephaestus should make
4,
new land gods to replace the old ones
Fire
in
of
plain
Sin.
The last thing I wanted to do was dismiss
Crusader
their
Kings 3
traditions,
I've heard is really
but
good
I
too.
was trying to look at things differently. More
Stellaris
like
is
you,
fun.
You know, to see a machine as just a machine.
sight. Yeah, I guess I led you into trouble there, didn't I?
Not your fault. Don't worry.
I won't, but Age of Wonders has caught my eye since it came out. I've been really wanting to play that.
Looks like things between you and Zoe are better now.
I suffered through a few hours of glaring silence. Then she seemed to move on. Sort of.
Age of Wonders 4, that's the one that just came out. Yeah, Age of Wonders
How
4.
do I know if the next thing I say won't blow up in my face? What if an
The thing is, I
apology
just don't
not
have the
enough
time to
next
put
time?
into those games. Like, I kind of
Like
try to
stuffed
play
animal?
games off stream occasionally,
You know
but even
that?
then, I only play for like a
What makes you
half
feel
hour, an hour
anything
at a
about
time,
any
like
of
1 or
this?
2 nights a week.
You're on your own.
Like, I just recently
Abandoning
started
me
playing,
again, huh? Well, if she kills me next time, it's on you.
and by just recently, like, I literally just bought it like 2 nights ago because it was on sale. I got the newest Lego Star Wars
Better
game.
get this to Gaia.
I've been playing it with my kids, and it's like
Let's
super fun. It's the
hold off on
first
the
Lego
war,
game I've
take
actually
over in
played,
Mammoth.
and I love
I'll
it.
let
Like, it's so good. Like, it's literally just playing through the Star Wars movies. Like, it has all the dialogue and everything, and I've heard the older Lego games didn't have voices, which that would have
I
just
was able
bothered
to
me.
unlock that door.
But this one has fully scripted, fully voiceover dialogue throughout the entire game, and I've been really enjoying it. And the graphics are super good on the PS5.
So you like hearing me butcher?
That new Lego Star Wars is great. Yeah, it's really
Looks like
good.
you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
You're holding off on Age of Wonders 4 for now. Diablo 4 launches next month. Yeah, true.
Rock and roll.
Diablo 4 launches
Yeah,
next
at least
month. The
that's
new
how
Zelda
it
launches
works.
next week. Or a week and a half. There's a lot of big games coming out soon.
Bet you're used to that focus by now.
Well, I can hit machines in their weak points. I guess that's something. I wish all the other data was as easy to deal with. Now, to be honest, it's hard to understand half of what's on there. And then the other half reminds me, this isn't a fight you can win by just waving a hammer. Which is kind of what I do. But hey, that just means I gotta study harder. Now, make myself useful.
Just give it time.
The new Zelda's already leaked. Yeah, I haven't looked at any of the leaking stuff. The only thing I did read about is a lot of people were saying that even in docked mode, the game drops down to like 10 frames per second in certain areas. And I'm like, that's bad. Because if that's in docked mode, I can't even imagine how bad it looks or how bad it plays in portable mode. I don't currently have a Switch, but I've been thinking about picking one up just to get that game because I loved the first one. I'm just a Zelda fan in general. Diablo I'm a huge fan of, but my thing with Diablo is I'm a story guy. So like I play Diablo for the story, and in most Diablo games you can beat the entire story in like less than 10 hours, and then from there like everybody loves the end game stuff. Like after the story's over they go and do like all the extra content to grind. I can't care less about that stuff. So like I buy a $60 Diablo game and have it beat in like 3 days, then I'm like, oh, that was fun.
What else have you been studying with your focus?
Yeah, I've been looking into this Vegas place you found. Gaia showed us everything that happened when you went to get that Poseidon thing. I mean, this Moreland guy seems pretty smart. Though, risking the Tanakh clan lands for a light show is a bold move.
Maybe I should check up on them at some point. Just in case.
Right.
You've played Diablo multiple times because of the story and different classes. You plan on doing it again? Yeah, that's the thing, is when there's multiple classes to play in a game, I'll play the one that I think is going to be the most enjoyable, finish the game, and then never play it again.
Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. You know, metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
I should get going.
He is not an
Say hi to
herbivore.
Gaia for me.
You know, you guys can walk in and talk to Gaia yourselves, right? Like, I'm not the only one who's capable of talking to Gaia. You all have the little headsets.
That looks like one of the Utaru's land gods. Like the one we killed in the sacred cave. I'm not sure I'll ever fully understand, but seeing something that represents life and prosperity turned into a weapon, it couldn't have been easy for Zoe.
Did you know there used to be a rainforest?
Wait, is that the exit? Didn't she say something earlier before we started talking to all these people that there was a new door open?
That's good to hear. I wonder if it grew back after Zero Dawn.
Oh, this is the room where you play your Steam Deck.
Beta's been difficult to figure out. She's just so closed off.
Basically stop being a Zelda fan after Breath of the Wild. If the new one doesn't blow me away, not sure I'll come back to it.
Abandoned her, but I can't get her out of her shell.
I will say I was in GameStop talking to the employees the other day, yesterday, and they have the PSVR 2 headsets in store, sellable. I didn't buy it. I wasn't even tempted to buy it because it's like $600, but I just thought that was fascinating that they're like the first store in the US to sell them. But while I was there, they played a trailer video for the new Zelda game, and it showed him with like a power glove type thing on his arm, and it let him build things. And like you can actually build your own car, drone, plane, helicopter, boat, like all kinds of different stuff. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I know Varl meant well bringing up Rost. I guess it's hard to talk about. With everything going on, it feels easier to...
And you can actually build them with like pieces in the world to your liking instead of like following a predestined like blueprint that the game gives you. You just build something yourself, like out of building blocks that you find around the open world. And you keep saying Gaia was able to unlock that door, but you're not telling me what door it is. Oh, this one.
Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks.
Shut up, Gaia. Ethan Reed said, I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is going to have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite, sample 626. Calotropis gigantea, the crown flower. We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there and check under the leaves. August. See if any caterpillars had turned into chrysalises. Now I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
From here, Control center
I know how to read English.
monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
Plainsong.
I see.
Well, that's fun. Literally just lore. That's it. As if we didn't have enough lore.
This console. There are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Don't know how you feel about that with Zelda. Yeah, I will say that the Breath of the Wild,
I didn't like the way you sing it.
Zelda is completely different than it used to be. Like, Zelda's not really the Zelda that we've known for 20 years anymore. It's like a completely different game now. I would personally like them to make another, like, 2D Link to the Past kind of Zelda.
You busy?
One must never be idle when at war. But there is always time to speak to one's commander.
Oh, that's not really how I see myself.
It is how we see
I see myself more like a sex symbol.
Anything
Wait, what?
interesting happen while I was away?
I found an acceptable place to practice with my blade.
Oh, and where's that?
Outside, above the base. There's a nest of sunwings that are always up for a fight.
Ever thought of sparring with something that's not trying to kill you?
That would defeat the purpose of the training.
True that, true that. Like the way this guy thinks.
Anything else you've been looking at with that focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
Or even if they made like a Link to the Past remaster.
The old ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
Guess I never really considered that a seashell was the carcass of a dead animal, but he's not wrong.
What have you been up to?
Varl has asked to learn the differences between my people's clans, so I've been teaching him Tanakh history. It is heavy with blood and death, but also with honorable deeds and vanquished tyrants. Maybe you'd like to hear about it as well, when our mission is done.
I'd be honored. I'll let you get back to your training.
And so will I.
Our mission's done. I'm never talking to you again. Here for one thing and one thing only. That's to see the end credits. As soon as those roll, you'll never see my face in this land again. Well, buckle in. We're about to have a half hour of lore dump.
It is good to see you again, Aloy. I see you have recovered Demeter.
Wait, yeah, I never have done one of these yet. Let's see what it does.
There. Let's see what we got.
Oh. Okay. That was, exhilarating. Okay. Literally nothing. Literally does nothing but give you a fetch quest. Oh, she is all powerful now!
With the acquisition of Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter, my heuristic processing density has expanded greatly. I should now be able to absorb Hephaestus.
Absorb the shit out of him!
We have made progress on a plan to capture it.
Yeah! Absorb the hell out of that guy!
With Varl's encouragement, Beta analyzed all available information on Hephaestus. Its expansion has been rampant. It is too large to be beamcast, and the kernel you've been using could never hold it. Therefore, it must be contained in a location with a direct physical connection to me. A place with 2 data cores.
2 cores. Where would we find a place like that?
Gemini.
An abandoned cauldron in the desert west of here. Seismic
The Forbidden West?
The original construction. 2 data cores were built as a result.
I've been there. The Tenakth marked the entrance as some kind of ritual ground.
Roll
Bring me
credits.
there by hand.
I have devised a blueprint for a suitable, albeit unwieldy, transport rig. It will require 2 people to carry it to Gemini.
Oh, Jesus.
I can help.
No! I was just about to say, don't give me
Once I am
blabbermouth.
installed on the first core, I will call down Hephaestus on the other, trapping it. I will then initiate the merge. However, in order to construct the rig, I will need considerable...
Oh boy, we're about to go on a grind fest for resources.
I suppose I could, but it's not gonna work. The Zeniths will find you. Minerva won't be able to conceal your location.
That is correct. Absorbing Hephaestus will create a significant power surge, easily detected by anyone capable of noticing.
You mean by anybody with eyes?
Power surges
Okay.
to fake out the Zeniths. If Erend, Zoe, and Katalo spread out to the other cauldrons and create their own surges, would those conceal the one at Gemini?
Analyzing. Such a tactic might be effective. With Beta's help, we should be able to build a set of handheld pulse generators.
I told you it's not gonna work. I did a test. Hephaestus has written Alpha clearance out of its access module. You'll never be able to capture it. Then we need a higher level.
Well, then it's a good thing you're not an alpha.
There is no higher...
Beta.
Ted Pharaoh's mega clearance. The one he used to purge the Apollo database and kill the alphas. But to get it, you would have to find Thebes. The private bunker he retreated to when the world ended, and nobody knows where that is, not even the Zeniths. Their only intel was that it was somewhere in San Francisco. That might be all I need.
Then we're going to San Francisco.
Alva, the Quen diviner I met, said her people had set up a base at landfall. They were searching for data in San Francisco from there. She might be able to help. So I guess I'm headed all the way west. While I'm gone, will you be able to build the rig and the pulse generators? I'll try.
And I'll bring you all back some
I'll
rice-a-roni.
make sure she has what she needs.
It's not done yet. You know she's going to have like 500 dialogue options
Alva
to
said the
choose
Quen have
from.
a ferry on the coast that they used to get to the ruins of San Francisco. That's where I need to go.
How would they know it was San Francisco? Isn't this pretty far into the future? Yeah, it's super far into the future.
I have managed to unlock an additional
1,000 years, as a matter of fact.
Understood. Hey, Gaia. It's me.
Hello, Aloy. Did you wish to continue our discussion?
Sure. Oh my god.
Beta's convinced we won't be able to capture Hephaestus. With that attitude, do you really think she'll be able to build the rig and pulse generators?
It may take some coaxing, but with some assistance, I am confident she will.
I don't get her, Gaia. She's so quick to assume we'll fail. She's nothing like what I thought she'd be. I guess it'll be best if she stays here when we go to Gemini.
But it would be so much more cinematically important if you and your clone of you carry it together than it will if you and Varl do it.
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo
She's
was
like,
purged.
they all know too much.
Yes.
I'm going to have to kill them.
While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
I'm guessing that they know the names of the places like San Francisco and all that from like the data that they've picked up over time.
All this data I've picked up in ancient bunkers
See?
and ruins. I guess I never really thought that other people would be looking at it.
Based on my observations, your companions engage quite frequently with this material. Erend has asked on numerous occasions about birthday parties. He appears perplexed by the tradition of serving a sweet confection, as it conflicts with the Oseram tradition of serving sparkling stout ale. He also suggested we host a party for you, as a surprise.
Oh, way to ruin the surprise.
No thanks.
That is what I predicted.
So what I never understand about sci-fi stories like this is if the computer is able to run a simulation of a plan that is brought to her by Aloy, why wasn't the computer able to use its AI algorithm generation to make that plan in the first place? Like, why is a human brain able to think up a plan better than a super genius AI?
Is Katalo getting along with everyone?
Yes, though he prefers to spend most of the time alone. He appears to be collating data on war machine progression and significant battles during the Pharaoh Plague, to aid in the creation of a war map of Operation Enduring Victory. I believe he aims to study the tactics of old world warfare.
Make me an AK.
Seeing that.
It appears to be a private pastime for him. He has repeatedly declined my offers to assist his research.
It's always the same story in like every big sci-fi movie or show, though. That's always how it plays out. Like there's like a super genius AI that they have on their ship, and it never comes up with any of the plans. It always just like simulates the plans and goes, "Oh, the chances of that succeeding are 20%."
So now that you have Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon, how's the biosphere looking?
In the local region, conditions have improved. Superstorms have subsided. Water sources have been purified, and soil conditions remediated. These improvements will stave off environmental collapse.
I don't know why, but Gaia reminds me of the woman from
Well, with luck,
Where in the World is Carmen
soon you'll
Sandiego.
have Hephaestus. Then you'll be able to fix the biosphere for good, right?
Correct. I will be able to design and produce robotic agents to permanently reverse the environmental damage that has accumulated.
Old one from back when I was a kid.
So our plan to capture Hephaestus. Let's go over it again.
We were thinking Captain Planet.
Thanks to Beta's test, we now know that Hephaestus will not respond to your alpha clearance.
Yeah, we know.
Which is why you will need to procure Ted Farrow's Omega clearance.
Omega, yep.
Right. From his personal bunker, Thebes.
While you are gone, I will assist Beta in building the transport rig and pulse generators.
Yeah.
When we get to Gemini, I will need to be installed on one of the facility's cores. The second core is for Hephaestus. Using Omega clearance will allow you to trap it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
That's
then
the
you'll be
plan.
able to absorb it.
Not quite.
Oh.
You will need to manually remove Hephaestus's malicious code before the merge.
You didn't tell me that last time.
How long will that take?
There are calculations I still must run, but I estimate a few hours.
Hours?
And during that time, the others will create a distraction for us using the pulse generators, right?
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities until the merge is complete.
And then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Zeniths.
Cool. Let's go do it.
Sounds
Hopefully
like a
it doesn't take hours. Hopefully we're done here in like 45 minutes. Just kidding.
There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Farrow create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible he tasked his own engineers with creating a back door to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge.
What is going on with your cloak there, lady?
My predecessor did not even know of its existence until he activated it to purge the Apollo database. It is, in effect, a blind spot. One that will allow us to subdue Hephaestus.
Subdue the subdural hematoma.
Thanks to Beta's information, we know where Omega clearance may be procured.
Right. Somewhere in San Francisco.
Hollywood. I'm calling it. I don't really care about the old world, to be honest with you.
So Gemini has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron,
Oh god.
construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes.
Literally the exact cutscene we just watched like 10 seconds
had
ago.
already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage. So she began again. A second core was built.
That'll teach me to ask people dialogue questions.
When more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Lucky for us. Are the quakes still happening?
No, though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
Don't care. It's not the facility I'm going to. I really don't care.
So the facility where I recovered Demeter used to be a ferro-agricultural research facility. It's where they created the biomass conversion system, but also adamantine wreath.
Adamantium wreath,
Does
yeah.
know they were working on that?
You know, that wreath that Wolverine buys.
Efforts to combat the machine swarm, though her focus was devoted only to Zero Dawn.
That makes sense. But they actually got the wreaths to work. If they've been able to deploy it against the Pharaoh Plague in time...
Using the data you recovered on the project, I ran several simulations and have concluded...
Because they weren't able to keep up, because they were at a rate of 350%. We all know this already.
The Pharaoh war machines would eventually hack and deactivate the wreath before they could contain the swarm.
So Zero Dawn really was...
Guy, you think you're so smart, but you're literally just rereading all the data we picked up. You're not a super AI at all.
There's a lot of data in the greenhouse facility about agriculture.
You're just reading shit.
Do you think it'll help the Quen fix their homeland?
I will run a query.
Look, she's reading shit right now. She's looking it up. She's Googling it.
The data contains information about novel crop production methods, which may be beneficial to the tribe in the long term.
But new crops aren't going to save the world, so I guess it's on us.
It is.
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city, Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
Why didn't he marry it? Oh, got him.
Have proven
got
to
him.
be exceptional survivalists. Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up.
Oh my gosh, how many old world discoveries are there?
When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
Actually, the name of a new video game console coming out.
We can only speculate. Perhaps at one time
Sega's getting back in the console game. They're going to call it the embryogenesis.
Necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising.
Yep, sounds like it.
I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this facility. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting the biosphere with primary and secondary plant species. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species, including new crops.
Tertiary?
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait. I require control over the machines in order to access and distribute the preserved seed stock.
And for that we need Hephaestus. It's something to look into later then.
It all circles back around to Hephaestus. Good thing that's the plan. Good thing that's what we've been working towards for the last 25 hours of gameplay. Nope, don't care. Don't care. Also, don't care. You know what? It's just too much. It's just too much. It's just too much. All right, we'll do one. Because I'm actually kind of interested in
to
it.
Use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over, so they can build it how they want.
Okay, we already knew that.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
They're superhumans now.
Sirius. Their own personal playground.
They thrive on highly radioactive atmosphere. All right, get out of here. Enough dialogue. Gaia, you always got to talk to us for 45 minutes every freaking time we come in here. All right, that's a slash marker there.